I was laughing, especially when someone's, I was asked, or the Pleiadians were asked not to channel today. And I thought, how many times has that happened where I've experienced that too. Asked not to do something and then it comes out in another way because we're fractals. So we're going to get that design out there one way or another, whatever message we're supposed to share. As you say, our story medicine is going to come out. That in itself is a tool, right? If you work with just story medicine. Wow. Love it.
Yeah, and just so folks out there realize, Soma submitted two pre-recorded presentations. She submitted one where like 2 seconds into the presentation she's channeling. So I'm like, okay, Soma, I can't use this. Then she sent me another one where it was her presentation all about childhood, growing up in the Pleiadians. It was exactly what I wanted. But then the Pleiadians, they still make an appearance through meditation. And somebody told me, I don't remember who this was, but I heard that some ET Star Nation folks are very specific on wording. And I thought, ooh, are the Pleiadians like that? Because respectfully, she didn't channel, but the meditation, it was a different word. And I thought that's sneaky for the Pleiadians. So I'm just kind of having fun in my own Gina land. And it makes me feel connected to the Pleiadians. Because we should be able to joke around with each other, right, without getting upset. I feel like when you can laugh at yourself, it really is a sign of maturity and poking fun at each other. And she's from Ireland too, right? So, well, her mother moved her there when she was young. I don't remember the exact details. So she defaults to having a connection with goddesses and all the things that we talk about, the Celtic and whatnot too, right? So, and she was tuning in, I believe, from Dublin with us yesterday. So, okay, I just love talking about everybody. And let's turn it over to you, Michael. Any thoughts about Soma or the meditation from the Pleiadians?
So, one thing I will share from doing channelings with Laura as Starseed Lolo, we are starting to see the star beings as being a more fun, like the jovial mantis. They love to party. So it's like, okay, so when they're coming through, we know that, where the energy is going to be going. Or, the ant people love music. And so when the Pleiadians came through, I was like, with being one, part of them and having that experiences, I was like, oh, I knew we were in for something, but I wasn't sure how it was going to unfold. But I was like, kind of in the back of my mind going, you guys are sneaky, yes, but in a fun way and in a way that, no harm was going to, come. Like they weren't going to override Gina's request and take over. But when I heard the word meditation, I started laughing and I was like, oh, yeah, I know what this is. There it is. And so it's like, but I feel like they were doing it, though, not to kind of be like the trickster or anything. I think they were doing it to show, hey, we're fun. We can have fun too. We can laugh too. We're not so different from you. So here, here's a way we can show you this. And it did. It got us all laughing. It got us all in a lighter mood. And one of the things I will share that ties in with Soma's presentation a little bit is laughter raises the energy, and they're wanting us to raise our energies. And we always think, okay, I have to do shadow work, I have to do, these processes of breath work and these big elaborate rituals to raise our energy. And they're like, you can spend a minute laughing and raise it just as much. And so they're showing us, new ways to uplift ourselves and, like, move forward in life. And I think it was a beautiful way how she was able to share her story a little bit and bring forth, how, the work that she does impacts her and brings light to it, but presented them in a way that people now, I feel like, after they watch this, will go, oh, she's talking to them. Oh, I wonder what, fun, we're going to have with them. And so that's where I think was the beauty of her presentation, was it was shining a new light on a culture that we don't really know a lot about, because everybody claims they're channeling this person or that person, and so you never know. And she just, I'm going to say this in a way that I hope it comes across the way I'm meaning it from my heart, is she brings an authenticity to it, to where when you hear her talk, it's somebody else. It's not, she's just going through the motions to try and gain fame like some people do. So that's where the other aspect is, she's not used to putting herself out there. And so it was a big step for her. And I know this from having her as a guest on my show, that it is really cool seeing her showcasing what she can do in different ways. And so that's, thank you, Gina, for, giving her the space to do that.
Is my pleasure. And you know what? So full disclosure, behind the scenes, I said a little prayer to the Pleiadians the night before the conference. And I was like, look, okay, tomorrow is the big day and it's about Soma. It is not about the Pleiadians, okay? It is about Soma. She is shining her light, not your light, her light. Like, I didn't mean to have an attitude, but I did. Because like I said, she sent me 2 videos in advance, so she set the intention. And I told the Pleiadians, I said, if you folks start channeling and take over her presentation, then I'm going to magically appear on the stage and tell it like it is. Because if Soma is living a lifestyle where she can't talk or function without, randomly Pleiadians, or who's in charge of the biological one known as Soma? Soma are the Pleiadians. And I started to get upset about that, because I'm passionate about mind reprogramming. And I do feel a little sensitive when people are channeling. Are they channeling being the open, hollow bone, or somebody taking advantage? So me and the Pleiadians, well, me anyways, I was getting vocal about that kind of stuff the night before. So when she did the meditation, I laughed. I didn't make the connection. So I thank you, Michael, for making that connection. Laughter is one of the best medicines. And it's actually one of the unmaker's tools, is to laugh. And they always leave us in love. Well, you know what? Sounds like they're leaving us in laughter as well, to really raise that vibration. And it made me personally feel more connected to Soma. And it made me feel more connected to the Star Nations, because she commented that just for a moment, like when I said Atar's name, I don't even remember the guy's name, but like the main guy that she channels, she had like electrical stuff going on, like it got attention. And I kind of felt intimidated, like, oh, that's me. But I was like, yeah, that's me. I was heard. The Pleiadians hear me. Ashtar, that's his name. Woohoo. And not through me, but through somebody else validating. And that's a huge part of the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective and all of my content merging together. And people like Sheila connecting with people like Michael and Julia, who don't even know each other. But now that they're getting to know each other, it's like, oh, look at all these similarities, right? So clearly I'm very passionate. But wow, so many wow.